Welcome to this ultimate workshop on buying a used car in Nigeria. Whether you are buying your first car or upgrading, this workshop will give you the tools, knowledge, and confidence to navigate the process. My name is Paul, and I've made all the mistakes so you don't have to. I will take you step by step through research, inspections, negotiations, and paperwork. By the end, you will be able to avoid scams, find reliable vehicles, and close the best deals like a pro. This isn't just a guide, it's a workshop. So grab a notebook, stay tuned for interactive activities, and get ready to take control of your car buying journey. Before we begin, comment below what is the biggest fear you have about buying a used car. I will respond to as many as possible during the Q&A at the end. All right, guys, let's be real. Buying a car in Nigeria is no small feat. You have to balance your needs, your wallet, and oh, yeah, those hidden costs nobody wants you about. But don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video, we are breaking it down step by step, starting with the most important part research and budget planning. First things first, what do you need in a car? Is it fuel efficiency, durability for not so great roads, or maybe resale value because you are thinking ahead? Here is a quick tip. Write down your top three priorities right now. Pause the video if you need to. And hey, why not share them in the comments below? You might just help someone else figure out their own list. Okay, once we have nailed that, it's time to talk numbers. Setting a realistic budget is everything. Sure, you might have 3.5 million naira saved up for that sweet ride. But don't forget about the extras, insurance, fuel, and those pesky surprise repairs. And here is where it gets fun. Let's do a quick exercise. Imagine you have that 3.5 million naira in your pocket right now. What car would you buy? Pause the video, make your decision, and drop it in the comments. Bonus point if you tell us why you picked that car. And don't forget to check out what others are saying. Maybe you will get inspired. Still feeling stuck? No worries. I've linked a handy online budget calculator in the description to help you figure out the full picture. Oh, and before we move on, let me give you a real life example. With 3.5 million naira, you could grab a clean used Toyota Corolla, reliable, fuel efficient, and easy to maintain. Or if you are feeling adventurous, a Tokunbo and Accent might be more your vibe. See, options galore. So, what is your dream car looking like now? Drop those comments and let's keep this conversation rolling. And hey, if you are loving this content so far, smash that like button. It helps more people find this video. All right, with your needs and budget sorted, it's time to dive into the next step, finding the right seller and avoiding scams. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's go. Step 2, where to find reliable used cars. Okay, let's be honest. Finding a reliable used car in Nigeria can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. There are just so many options out there, and let's not even get started on the shady ones. But don't worry, I'm here to guide you through the best places to shop, the red flags to avoid, and how to make sure you don't get played. Section 1, platforms for buying used cars. First on my list, let's talk about platforms. Now, in Nigeria, we have three main ways to buy used cars: online platforms like Gigi and Car 45, traditional dealerships, or personal networks like that cousin who knows a guy. Each of these has its pros and cons. So let's break it down. Online platforms like Gigi are super convenient. You can browse cars from the comfort of your home. But here's the catch. You have to be really careful. Watch out for unrealistic prices or incomplete listings. If a seller cannot provide details or wants to meet in a sketchy location, big red flag. Don't even bother. Cars 45 is a bit different. They offer inspected cars and even help with paperwork, which is a win if you are not super familiar with the process. But the trade off, Cars 45 tends to be pricier than direct sellers. Then we have dealerships. I know. Some people avoid them because they think they are overpriced. But honestly, a good dealership can save you a lot of stress. You get more transparency, and if something is off with the car, you might actually have someone to hold accountable. And finally, Personal networks. This one is all about trust. If you have someone in your circle who knows a reliable seller, that's usually a safe bet. Just make sure you are still doing your due diligence. No shortcuts here. Section 2, red flags to watch out for. Now, let's talk about those red flags you need to spot faster than a downfall bus at rush hour. Unrealistic pricing. If a car is too cheap to be true, it probably is. Trust me, no one is selling a 2015 Toyota Camry for 1 million naira unless there is a cash. Incomplete listings. If a seller does not include pictures of the car's interior or engine, ask yourself, what are they hiding? Pushy sellers. If someone is pressurizing you to make a payment immediately or refusing to let you inspect the car, run. It's a scam waiting to happen. Bottom line, never skip the inspection. Even if the seller seems legit, take a trusted mechanic with you to double check everything. A little extra effort now could save you a big time later. All right, let's test your instincts. I'm about to show you three car listings. Take a look at the descriptions, prices, and pictures, and tell me in the comments which one do you think is the most trustworthy and why. Pause the video, think it through, and share your pick below. I'll wait. Okay, got your answers? Here's my take. Listing 1 is way too cheap, red flag. Listing 2 has a complete description and clear photos, so it seems legit. And listing 3, well, the missing mileage info is a deal breaker for me. Always ask for that. Here's a fun question for you. Where do you think it's safer to buy a car? Online or at a physical dealership? Let me know in the comments or vote in the poll. All right, that is step 2 in the bag. If you're enjoying this series, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss step 3. Next, we are diving into how to inspect a used car like a pro. You won't want to miss it. All right, so you have found a car that fits your needs and your budget. Great start, but now the real work begins. Making sure that the car isn't going to turn into a money pit the moment you drive it home. Welcome to step 3, vehicle inspection and test driving. Let's dive in. Section 1, inspection checklist. Okay, here is the deal. Inspecting a car is not just about looking at it and thinking, wow, shining. You need to get up close and personal, like Sherlock Holmes on a case. Here is my checklist for a thorough inspection. 1. Exterior. First, check the body for scratches, dents, and rust. If you see mismatched paint, that is a sign it might have been in an accident. Oh, and don't forget the tires. Uneven wear could mean alignment issues. 2. Interior. Hop inside and test everything. Windows, locks, AC, lights, even the horn. If the seats or carpets are damp, that could mean leaks. And trust me, you don't want that drama. 3. Engine. Now, pop the hood. Check for oil leaks, frayed belts, and corroded battery terminals. A quick hack. Pull the dipstick to check the oil color. It should be brownish, not black or milky. 4. Undercarriage. Finally, get low. Look for leaks under the car and check the exhaust pipe for black soot. It could mean engine trouble. If this feels overwhelming, don't sweat it. Bring a trusted mechanic to help you out. They will spot things that the average eye might miss. Section 2, test drive tips. Now, for my favorite part, the test drive. This is your chance to see how the car handles, so don't hold back. Drive it like you mean it. 1. Brakes. First, stop, literally. Test the brakes. Do they feel soft or make any weird noise? That's a red flag. 2. Steering. Next, check the steering. Is it smooth or does the wheel pull to one side? If it pulls, it might have alignment issues. 3. Noise. Turn off the radio and listen carefully. Strange noise like clunks, rattles, or whines could mean trouble. 4. Acceleration. Hit the gas and check how it accelerates. Does it feel sluggish or unresponsive, that's not a good sign. Pro tip: drive on different terrains, smooth roads, bumps, even a little pothole if you find one. That will give you a better feel for the car's suspension. Also, if you can, drive it up a hilly terrain and note the car's performance. Guess what? I've got you covered with a downloadable inspection checklist. Just check the link in the description and take it with you when you go car shopping. Now, here's your challenge. Grab a friend or family member's car and try practicing this inspection process. Seriously, it's a great way to get comfortable before you are in a high pressure buying situation. When you are done, share your experience in the comments. I would love to hear what you have learned. One more thing: imagine you are inspecting a car and find something like an oil leak. Would you still buy it? Pause the video, think about it, and let me know in the comments. I want to see what you will do. All right, you have made it through step 3. Inspections and test drives can be intimidating, but once you have gotten this process down, you will feel like a pro. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss step 4, where we will talk about negotiating the best price for your dream car. See you soon. Step 4: negotiating like a pro. You have done the research, set your budget, found the car, and even inspected it like a boss. But now we are entering the final and the most nerve-wracking step: negotiating like a pro. Trust me, this is where you save yourself a ton of cash or end up paying way more than you should. Let's break it down. Section 1: the psychology of bargaining. Here is the first thing to remember: negotiation is a mental game. Sellers have motivations just like you do. Your job is to figure out what those motivations are and use them to your advantage. Let's say the seller is desperate to get rid of the car because they are moving. That's your opening to push for a lower price. On the other hand, if the car is in high demand, you will need to play it cool. Don't let them see how much you want it. And here is the kicker: confidence is key. If you go in looking unsure or nervous, sellers will sense it and hold firm on their price. Practice your poker face. Seriously. Go to a mirror and practice saying, "That's not what I had in mind." Other negotiation questions you should practice are: what's your best price? I've seen similar cars going for less. Can you throw in free servicing or registration? Those are the kind of questions. You can rehearse more. This will build your confidence ahead of time. Section 2: common scams and how to avoid them. Now, let's talk about the not so fun side of car buying: scams. Unfortunately, not every seller is honest, and some are straight up honest. But don't worry, I've got your back. Top 3 car buying scams to avoid. 1. Odometer fraud. Ever heard of a seller rolling back the mileage to make the car seem newer? Yeah, it happens all the time. Check the service records or use online tools like Carfax if possible. If the wear and tear on the car doesn't match the mileage, walk away. 2. Fake ownership documents. Some scammers will sell you a car they don't even own. Always verify the car's documents at the nearest licensing office before making any payments. 3. Counterfeit parts. You might buy a car thinking it's in great shape, only to find out that it's held together with cheap fake parts. Always bring a trusted mechanic to double check. Here is a wild story. A friend of mine bought what seemed like a fantastic car, only to find out a month later the engine had been swapped with a junkyard replacement, costing millions to fix. Don't let that happen to you. All right, let's put your negotiation skills to the test. Imagine this: you have found the perfect car, but the seller is asking for 2.5 million naira, and your budget is 2 million naira. What's your first move? Drop your approach in the comments. Be creative. You'll be surprised how far charm and strategy can go. I'll read through your strategies and give shout outs to the best ones in the next video. So don't hold back. Let's do a small quiz. I title it Spot the Scam. So let's test your scam spotting skills. Which of these sounds like a scam? 1. A seller refuses to let you test drive the car. 2. The mileage and service records match perfectly. 3. The seller insists on cash payments only. Think you know the answer? Drop it in the comments. I'll reveal the correct one in the next section. And hey, if you have ever fallen for or avoided a scam, share your story below. Let's help each other out. Negotiating might feel intimidating, but once you have mastered these tips, you'll walk away with a deal that feels like a win. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you are ready for step 5, where we will go over finalizing the paperwork and sealing the deal. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Step 5, paperwork and legalities. So, you have inspected the car, hargled like a pro, and are ready to take it home. But wait, don't grab the keys just yet. The paperwork and legalities are where the real ownership happens. Mess this part up, and your dream car could turn into a legal nightmare. Let's get it right. Section 1 must have documents. First things first, you must have the right documents. Without them, your shiny new car is basically useless or worse, illegal to drive. Proof of ownership, e.g., receipt or bill of sale. This proves that the car legally belongs to you. Don't skip this step. It's your safety net. 2. Roadworthiness certificate. A lot of people ignore this, but it's crucial. It shows that the car meets safety standards and isn't a danger on the road. 3. Valid vehicle license. Without these, you are risking fines or worse if you are stopped by traffic authorities. Make sure it's current. See this? Always double check that the seller's name matches the document and confirm that the chassis and engine numbers align with what is on the car. If something doesn't add up, pause everything and investigate. Section 2. How to transfer ownership safely. Okay, transferring ownership isn't just handling over cash and shaking hands. It's a step-by-step process, and skipping anything here could leave you stuck. 1. Get a purchase receipt or sale agreement. This document should include both the buyer's and seller's full details, the car specifics like make, model, and VIN, and the sale amount. Meanwhile, VIN means vehicle identification number. 2. Visit the licensing office. Go to your local licensing office to officially transfer the car's ownership. They will verify the documents and update the vehicle's registration to your name. 3. Check for outstanding fines or taxes. This is where many buyers mess up. Use the plate number to ensure there are no unpaid fines, taxes, or loans tied to the car. 4. Get insurance. Before driving off, secure a valid insurance policy. This isn't just legal, it's peace of mind. And don't rush. If the seller is pressurizing you to skip steps or insist on handling it for you, that's a red flag. Walk away if it feels fishy. Let's talk documentation. Let's pause for a moment. What is the most convincing part of a car documentation for you? Is it understanding which documents you need, transferring ownership, or something else entirely? Drop your questions in the comments and I will answer them during the Q&A session. Also, I've created a downloadable paperwork checklist to guide you through this process. The link is in the description. Grab it before heading out to finalize your car purchase. And there you have it. Everything you need to wrap up your car purchase legally and confidently. If you have made it this far in this series, congrats! You are practically a car buying expert now. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss subsequent videos on this channel. Final recap and live Q&A. Wow, you did it. Congratulations on making it through this ultimate workshop on buying a used car in Nigeria. Whether you're about to make your first car purchase or you are just here for the knowledge, I hope you are feeling super confident and ready to roll. Let's do a quick recap. I will title this recap Your Roadmap to Buying a Used Car. Before we dive into the Q&A, let's take a quick look back at everything we have covered. Think of this as your car buying cheat sheet. 1. Research and set your budget. We started with figuring out your car needs, fuel efficiency, durability, resale value. Oh, and don't forget those hidden costs like insurance and repairs. 2. Find trustworthy sources. Whether it's online platforms like Gigi or Car45, a reliable dealership, or even your neighbor's cousin, We learned how to spot red flags and pick the best options. 3. Inspect and test drive thoroughly. Remember, no skipping the inspection. From checking the engine to taking the car on a test drive. This step ensures you are not buying a lemon. 4. Negotiate like a pro. We broke down the psychology of bargaining and learned how to avoid scams like odometer fraud or fake documents. Confidence is key here. People. 5. Complete the paperwork safely. And finally, we talked about those must-have documents and how to transfer ownership the right way. No shortcuts here. Doesn't that sound like a smooth process? You've got this live Q&A session. Okay, now for my favorite part, the Q&A. I've been checking out your comments and you have sent in some awesome questions. Let's tackle a few of them. Great question. Odometer fraud is sneaky, but here is the trick. Compare the mileage to the car's condition. If the seat or steering wheel look super worn, but the mileage says 20,000 kilometers, that's a red flag. You can also ask for the car service history. It's a gold mine for catching inconsistencies. Oh, this one is big. Do your research on market prices. Use platforms like GG or Car45 to compare similar car models. And remember, everything is negotiable. Don't be shy to haggle. Keep the questions coming in the comments, and I'll respond to as many as I can after the video. Your feedback is everything to me, highlighting viewer activities. Now, let's talk about some of the amazing responses from earlier activities. 1. Scenario activity. I loved seeing how you approached the 3.5 billion naira budget scenario. Some of you went for fuel efficiency, others prioritized durability. It was great to see your thought process. Keep sharing. It's how we all learn. Oh, and for the poll on where it's safer to buy a car, the results are in. 65% of you said physical dealerships, while 35% picked online platforms. Both have pros and cons, but remember to prioritize trust and transparency. And that's a wrap up, folks. I hope this workshop has been as helpful for you as it was fun for me to put together. If you feel like you have learned something new today, give this video a thumbs up. Share it with a friend who could use a little extra preparation for buying a used car in Nigeria. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. By the way, we placed 3 important tools in the description: an online car budget calculator, a car buying inspections checklist, and a car buying paperwork checklist. Familiarize yourself with the tools and take appropriate ones along when you go car shopping. Also, if you are looking for tools to build your car emergency kit, check out the affiliate links in the description for top quality inspection tools and gear I personally recommend. Your support helps us create even more valuable content. And as always, keep those questions coming. I'll see you in the comments.